Matthew, coming to you, you've heard it from Professor Makanlal, who says he's a friend of Jairam Ramesh's and he wishes the Congress the best. And he says he is shocked that the Congress would get carried away by politics to be able to make such an extravagant and irresponsible claim. That's the allegation being made by a historian against you, sir. Matthew, to you, sir.
Thanks, Shiv. Let me come in with some factual details.
Yes.
That on 25th May in Chennai, the current Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, made an announcement about the Sengol, which is called Chengol and Kireedam in South, which is a practice in the South where, you know, the royalties will be given a Chengol and a crown as a handover of the kingdom handovers, you know, will happen during that time. Now, coming to the Sengol here, this was a very respected gift given to the first Prime Minister, late Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, by the Tiruvavadurai, the head priest there. Now, the head priest, while gifting this to him at the Prime Minister's house, today there is an article which is again tweeted by Sri Jairam Ramesh sir, about Rajmohan Gandhi writing about the Sengol history, which he has first-hand information about, stating that, you know, while handing it over, they performed a ritual at his house. But head priest performing a ritual at a Prime Minister's house doesn't make it a state function. It is a private function. And the head priest might had a feeling that it should be considered as a Sengol and should be considered as a symbol of transfer of power. Whereas the Times magazine on August 14, 1940, on 25th of August 1947, reported that, you know, the Sengol was presented and the head priest's ambition was this, but there was no reciprocation or affirmation from the first Prime Minister then. So, the first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, holding to his secular values, he accepted the gift but never reciprocated the wish in the same manner in which the priest had in its mind. So you cannot say that, this was, and also the Hindu as well as any other documents. When Professor said about documents, I am specifically talking about documents. None of the documents, Times Magazine, nor the Hindu at that point of time.
Rajaji's writing. Matthew, Professor Makanlal is citing Rajaji's own writing on this.
Yeah. But, you know, Rajmohan Gandhi has disputed about and he claiming, you know, to be the grandson of Rajaji, kind of, you know, saying that, you know, Rajaji is never involved in the picture. So it's a first-hand knowledge. So, you know, we have to come through that one. So there is a dispute in that one. Okay, and now coming back to that one, allow me a couple of minutes.
Yes,
a minute more. So coming back to that one, there is no Mountbatten involved in the whole scenario. So that is why, you know, the entire BJP using a deepfake technology is now using this as a religious story. That is what we are saying, that, no, it is a bogus of life. And the biggest fan of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of the country, is the current Prime Minister himself, because he wants to be kind of, you know, counted as the next one after Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He is the biggest fan. He's the imitator, just like, you know, we have Shah Rukh Khan imitators.
So, Matthew, you're saying...
Yeah.
Matthew, you're saying that the facts are in dispute. Many of the things being projected by the government and the BJP are in fact false, and that this is being done for religious reasons. Professor Makanlal, how would you respond to that?
One more minute. I just need to kind of say one thing to that.
Yes, quickly.
You are a very respected journalist. In your initial years as a journalist and me as a lawyer, when we have a claim, we go to the source. We verify the source with credentials. When we have disputing sources, we go to we further do further more research. We look for testimonials. We look for evidences. We look for people who have been a part of that history. None of that is being proven here. Can you show one single evidence from Nirmala Sitharaman, except the WhatsApp University part of it? One single piece of evidence which shows...
Matthew, as someone who is totally, I appreciate your compliment, and I do think of myself as a very fair journalist. My only sense is, as someone who is apolitical, it seems like the Congress's view on this, is stemming from some kind of defensiveness rather than, the facts of the case itself. I don't know why the Congress is being so defensive about the Sengol. It doesn't make the Congress look bad. None of this makes the Congress look bad.
See, I clearly stated that, we have reverence for the gift. Any gift has to be having respect, and this was given with a lot of respect. But the way in which BJP is portraying is, that Congress has ignored it, or Congress has kind of used it in a different way. It is not right.
You're referring to the walking stick episode. Understand. I understand. Okay, Professor Makhanlal, would you like to respond? Matthew's raised a bunch of points here.
He raised a bunch of points. I am least interested who is following whom. Who is following Shah Rukh is followed by whom, and it's a great thing if Modi is following Pandit Nehru. It's a great thing. We should be very happy about it. What is very important is, did this gift from the mutt came on its own, or is there a story behind the gift coming to the Jawaharlal Nehru? This gift came from the mutt, being built in 4 weeks by the jewelers. What is the background story? Background story was entire discussion between Rajaji and Nehru. It was handed over to Nehru at his 17 Yark Road. Remember, Yark Road existed that time when this was given, which is now Motilal Nehru Road. And after that, it was given in the night to, it's all description is there, Freedom at Midnight and Rajaji's date writing. Before the twist of destiny, it was handed over from Mountbatten to Jawaharlal Nehru and kept aside. And after that, all other ceremonies came. Mathew pointed out, Times story was neither written by you, me or Mathew. Times story was written then only in 1947, and it gives all the details. How this was made, what is the meaning of Sengol, and how Pandit Nehru, Times chided, weekly chided, how Pandit Nehru, a great secularist, have fallen into the trap of tradition and this and that. It was under such kind of pressure, Pandit Nehru made it a walking stick and kept it in Anand Bhavan.
Okay,
I come from Allahabad and I have seen it there sitting quietly. And if today it is given pride place, why we are so much ashamed of our tradition? I don't understand.
But that's not what the Congress is opposing, sir. But that's not
which belongs to us.
The Congress is not opposing the pride of place. The Congress is only opposing the backstory that is being projected. Mathew, okay, we can go back and forth on the backstory here and cite these documents which the both of you have.